question for you. When was the last time you used artificial intelligence? AI. If you said, I don't use I bet you're wrong. Did you ask Siri or Google Assistant something today? How about Amazon Alexa? Did Netflix suggest a show you ended up watching? Did your phone autocorrect a word as you type? Hate that. That's all AI. It's been running quietly in the background for you in your life for years. But right now, we're in the middle of something that's much bigger. A new wave of AI has just arrived, and it's called Generative AI, Gen AI. And unlike the AI you barely noticed before, this one is impossible to ignore. In the next few minutes, I'm going to break down what generative AI actually is, walk you through the main types in plain English, show you how they already touch your life every day. And then, buckle up. We're going to talk about what's coming next. Agentic AI, artificial general intelligence, or AGI. The stuff that sounds like science fiction, but it isn't. Hey, if you've been to my channel before, welcome back to Above the Noise. If you're new, welcome. This channel is your go-to for breaking down the biggest stories and the hottest topics of the day, including sports, the political scene, tech, AI, and everything else shaping the world right now today. No PhD required, no left or right spin, just telling the story based on the research I found. If my facts are not accurate, let me know. I'll change them or I'll acknowledge that. I'm talking to you today about this topic because I keep hearing from people, friends, family, and colleagues saying, I feel like everyone else gets AI and I'm just nodding along. Sounds familiar? Is that you? Here's the truth. Most people are nodding along. The buzzwords get thrown around so fast. Large language models, LLMs, machine learning, neural networks, agents. That's easy to feel lost. So today, we're slowing it all the way down for you. No jargon, no hype, just a clear, honest map of the AI landscape. By the end of this video, hopefully, you'll know what the different types of AI actually are, what they're good at, where they show up in your real life today, and where this whole thing is headed. Let's get to it. Okay, first things first. Artificial intelligence is actually an umbrella term. It's like saying vehicle, a bike, a Tesla, a 747 are all the same. No, they're not. They're all vehicles, but they do very different things. AI is the same way. Let me walk you through the main types, starting from the stuff you've lived with for years, all the way to the cutting edge. First up, traditional AI, or sometimes called narrow AI. That's all the AI that's been around for decades. It's called narrow because it does one specific job. And it does that job really well, but only that job. Think about the spam filter in your email. It doesn't write emails. It doesn't understand jokes. It just looks at incoming messages and decides spam or not spam. That's your narrow AI. Your GPS routing, the fraud detection on your credit card, the recommendation engine on Spotify, all narrow AI. Highly useful, but very limited in scope. Next, let's talk about machine learning. Now we go one layer deeper. Machine learning is a technique used inside AI, actually. It's the idea instead of programming a computer with explicit rules, you show it millions of examples and you let it figure out the patterns on its own. Here's an analogy. Imagine teaching a kid what a dog looks like. You don't hand them a rule book that says 4 legs, fur, tail, and barks. No, you show them hundreds of pictures of dogs and dogs versus cats, and eventually their brain knows. Machine learning works that way, just with data instead of pictures, and algorithms instead of a brain. Machine learning is the engine behind a lot of AI we use, but it's still doing pattern matching. not truly understanding anything. It's going through that primitive phase. We have arrived now what we call a generative AI. That's the new kid on the block. Here where things starts to get wild. Gen AI doesn't just recognize pattern, it creates new things. Text, images, code, audio, video. You give it a prompt and it generates something that didn't exist before. The most famous example right now is ChatGPT. It's a large language model or LLM that can write essays, answer questions, summarize documents, and have a full conversation. But Gen AI isn't just text. DALL-E and Midjourney generates images. Sunu generates music. Tools like Runway generate video. And it's a creative suite powered by AI. The key thing to understand about Gen AI is that it was trained on enormous amounts of human created content, basically the internet. It learned to predict what comes next, word by word, pixel by pixel. It's incredibly impressive, but it's also imperfect. We'll get back to that later on. We'll talk about that later on. So, where do you encounter Gen AI today? Probably more than you realize. Let's talk about it. How is AI in your daily life? Okay, and there's also a big debate around this, by the way. Let me paint a quick picture of a day with AI. I'm not talking about the future, I'm talking about right now, today. You wake up and your phone facial recognition unlocks. That's narrow AI. You check your email and Gmail has already sorted promotions from important messages. Machine learning. You ask your smart speaker, what's the weather? Natural language processing, a branch of AI. You scroll Instagram and the algorithm has curated your entire feed. Machine learning again. You open Google Docs and it suggests how do you finish your sentence? That's Gen AI. You Google something and an AI generated answer appears at the top before any links. Gen AI once again. Your bank flags a weird transaction. It's narrow AI. We're swimming in AI. Most of it is invisible, and the generative wave is just making it louder and more visible. Let's make the case for Gen AI. Its supporters, and there's a lot of them, including myself, point to incredible productivity gains. Doctors using AI to analyze scans faster and catch things only human eyes may miss. Small businesses who can now create professional marketing copy without hiring an agency. Students getting personal tutoring at any hour of the day. The developer writing code, yes, code, at twice the speed. Government agencies using AI to summarize new policies and regulations. The use cases can go on and on. The optimistic view is that Gen AI is like having an incredible, knowledgeable assistant that never sleeps, the little green man, never gets tired, and costs almost nothing to access. That's genuinely democratizing in ways that matter. Whoa, slow it down, slow your road. Or at least on the other side, there's some very real concerns. AI can hallucinate. That means it's tell you something false. That's the technical term when a model just makes it up confidently without flagging it, without telling you something's wrong here. That's a problem if you're relying on it for medical information or legal advice or something like that. There's also serious questions about bias. These models were trained on data created by humans, and humans have biases. We all do. So AI can reflect and amplify those biases in ways that are very hard to detect, very subtle. And then there's the job questions. Some roles, entry-level writing, basic customer service, data entry, business analysts are already being disrupted. That's the real conversations we need to have honestly. Here's a number that stopped me cold. According to Goldman Sachs, generative AI can impact up to 300 million jobs globally. Not eliminate, impact, but still, that's not a small ripple. That's a wave. The honest answer is the benefits are real. The risks are real. We're all figuring this thing out in real time. So, what's coming next? Agentic AI and AGI. All right, this is the part I really want you to pay attention to because what I've described so far is just the warm up act. The main event is still coming. Agentic AI. AI that just doesn't answer, it acts right now. Most AI tools are reactive. You type a prompt, you get a response. It's a conversation. But the next frontier, what we call agentic AI. AI that can take actions in the world on your behalf without you needing to hold his hand through every step. Here's a simple analogy. Today's AI is like a really smart consultant. You call on the phone, you describe your problem, they give you advice, and then they go figure out how to execute it. Agentic AI is like hiring that consultant full time. And not only will they give you the advice, they will also book your meetings. They'll send the emails. They'll pull the data, write the report, and present it to your team. We're already seeing early versions of this. Companies like Anthropic and OpenAI are building AI agents that can browse the web, run code, manage files, and chain together complex multi-step tasks. Microsoft's Copilot is being baked into Word, Excel, and Outlook to take actions, not just answer questions. You're going to see this everywhere in the next couple of years. Think about that. Practically, an agentic AI could wake up every morning, check your calendar, draft a summary of your day's priorities, flag anything urgent in your inbox, and update your project tracker before you've ever even had your first cup of coffee. That's not science fiction. Early versions of that exist today. And then there's the big one, AGI, artificial general intelligence. This is the concept of an AI that just doesn't excel at one domain, but can reason, learn, solve problems across any domain, the way a human can. Today's AI, even the most impressive models, are what we call narrow or task specific at their core. They're extraordinarily capable within their training, but they don't truly understand the world the way you do. They don't have goals, motivations, or lived experience. AGI would be different. An AGI system could, in theory, read a physics newspaper it's never seen, design an experiment, write the code to run it, analyze the results, and write up the findings, all in its own initiative across disciplines it wasn't specifically trained for. Now, here where it gets both exciting and sobering. Nobody agrees on when or if AGI will arrive. Some of the smartest people in AI, like Sam Altman at OpenAI and Dario Amodei at Anthropic, have said AGI could come within years, not decades. Others say we're nowhere close. The honest answer is we don't know. What we do know is that companies building towards AGI are also the ones thinking the hardest about what happens if they succeed. AI safety, making sure powerful AI systems remain aligned with human values, is one of the most important and underfunded fields in all of technology right now. And it matters because an AGI that is powerful but misaligns with humans actually is not a sci-fi villain story. It's a genuine risk that researchers take seriously. Okay. Let's bring it down. I've scared you up. Here's what we've covered today. Okay, let's bring it in. First thing, we talked about traditional narrow AI. Has been running quietly in the background of your life for years. Spam filters, GPS, recommendations. It's specialized and it's good at one thing. Secondly, we talked about machine learning That's the technique that powers most of it. It shows computers millions of examples until they recognize patterns. Finally, we got to where we are today, Gen AI. It's the way right now. It creates text, images, code, and more. It's powerful, it's already in daily tools, and it comes with real trade offs. Next, we talked about the future, agentic AI. It's what's coming next. AI that just doesn't advise, but it acts, booking things, building things, managing things on your behalf. AGI is the big unknown, a potential future where AI can reason across any domain. The timeline is debated, but the implications are enormous. Here is one thing I want you to walk away with. You don't need to be a tech expert to understand AI. You just need to stay curious, ask good questions, be a little more skeptical of the hype in both directions. Both the AI will fix everything crowd and the AI will destroy us all. The truth is, as usual, it's somewhere in the middle. And it's a lot more interesting than either extreme. If this video helped you, hit that like button. It generally helps more people find this content. If you're new to the channel and want to go deeper on any of these topics, subscribe because we got a full deep dives coming on agentic AI and a look at which job AI is changing the fastest and which ones it isn't. It's not touching everything. And before you go, drop your answer in the comments. Are you excited about where AI is headed, or does it make you nervous? Or both? I generally read the comments, and I'd love to know where you stand. I'll see you in the next one. And as always, stay above the noise.